Welcome to another awesome episode of Sanusi Vision Out in Life. My name is Adewale Agboke Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. Hey, today, man, normally I would do another animated character or something like that, but I figured last week since I did something with Fela Kuti, I want to go back to back and finish off with one of my other second favorite musicians, Tupac Amaru Sharkur, the greatest of all time. Usually I don't use my show to do, like talk about real life individuals, but I don't care anymore. Ever since my trip from Africa, man, there's this need to be part of the Pan-Africanist movement, and also to talk about rebels that I consider rebels, guys that actually make a difference in our society, man. So Tupac is next on the list. This guy is my favorite by far of any creator, not even close. Who's gonna be Fela second? Pac is one, Fela Kuti second. It's funny that I did Fela last week and I did Tupac this week. That was really big for me. Tupac is man, this guy. His music helped me grow up. That's the best for me to explain Tupac. There's never been any like him. There's never going to be any like him again. A lot of this music that we have today in the music industry is straight horse doo-doo trash. It's usually about 20-inch rims, Cadillacs, how many girls you got on the video, and half the bitches on the video are all rented. So, it's really not, it's not really my, he is a whole, that he's a comet that came through, and then now there's a giant void. And so we're forced to listen to music that's trash but call it good. You know what I mean? So that's where I feel like about it, man. But before I get to this amazing episode, man, this Salvation Podcast is brought to you by Homeland Fashions, home of authentic African wear and home of authentic African fashion and accessories from the motherland. Right now, I just spoke to the president and CEO of Homeland Fashions earlier this week, Tracy. So she will be back on the show. She will be back on the show to definitely talk about the amazing platform, the homelandfashionswebsite.com, because it's going to have a lot of African attire, African wear. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be an amazing episode, something I'm looking forward to. So homelandfashions.com, shop.com, that's going to be coming soon. Y'all give me a second. I think I need to advertise. Oh, no, I didn't bring it. If I get cold, I'm putting on my beanie. But yeah, I feel like, where are my glasses? Okay, it makes it kind of cool. So y'all, homelandfashions.com, more authentic access, but we're gonna have Tracy Agboke actually come onto the show and give us a breakdown of Homeland Fashions and all the cool stuff that is gonna be involved in. So I'm looking forward to that, man. That's definitely one of my sponsors. I like having sponsors that actually feel like they contribute to existence. That matters to me. I don't care about the person's money. You can keep your money. Matters to me is how you affecting life change. So I pick who I move with because I'm independent. I don't need to be told what to do, and I ain't gonna be told what to do. You know what I mean? Yo, and this podcast is also brought to you by, and look, Homeland Fashions. I want y'all to get used to this logo because y'all gonna be seeing this a lot. You see what I'm saying? That's gonna be a logo you're gonna be seeing a lot. So I want you to get used to that Homeland Fashion logo. I do that a lot at the beginning of the podcast. I always show them the logo. So that really because it matters to me. You know what I'm saying? So no, now next up. So and this podcast is also brought to you by Tigler. If you need executive services from plumbers to physicians and everything between, search Tigler. Don't wait. That's Tigler.com, y'all. That's Tigler.com. So plumbers, physicians, carpenters, landscapers, caregivers, you name it, carpet professionals, any professional you want to run through Tigler. Tigler is the middle person that helps you to figure out who's full of odd hair and who's actually a professional at what they do and who's actually the best creme de la creme. And this program, this business is operated by one of the best CEOs out there in the galaxy anyway, as far as I'm concerned. Adetayo Agboke. He's on an amazing show. He's actually been on the podcast episode before. I think it was Tigler episode number 170, I think it was, or maybe 173. He was on there, man. He gave us a breakdown of Tigler. And I'm definitely going to bring him back on again to give us all of the breakdown so we can understand the show in its totality. It's an amazing platform. I think it's good to have. And they're located in 2 locations before I forget. We got, this is the Tigler logo right here. You know what I'm saying? That's the Tigler logo right there. So Tigler.com. Definitely Tigler.com. And what's cool is actually Sanusi Vision actually makes all their gear. So that's another reason. I join my forces. I join forces with people that I feel like are going to make a difference. You know what I mean? That is very important to me. Money is not enough. Money is definitely not enough. People ask me weird questions. Why am I bald? Because I want to be bald. What kind of stupid question is that? Now look back. That's what I love about YouTube. You can cuss a motherfucker out in 2 seconds and you ain't got to think about it. Now, this podcast also brought to you by Anadel for the Nankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadel for the Nankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. As I stated before, man, I always got a pair of each one of these custom orthotics and each pair of batas that I wear. You gotta have the foot right, man. You gotta have the foot right. I always wear it in each pair. And for me, it's important to have custom orthotics in my shoe because I used to have plantar fasciitis, man. But thanks to Dr. Nero Nusode, the best foot specialist in the galaxy, I am pain-free. No longer got pain in the foot, and I'm grateful for being pain-free. So, y'all, I really appreciate that, man. Really, really appreciate them. Went to go see him like 8 years ago, and I've been pain-free for a long time. Dr. Neri Nusode runs 2 locations. Dallas, Texas area, and the Frisco, Texas area. So if you're in those 2 areas, you want to go. And definitely if you're in surrounding areas, like, I don't know, Houston, Texas, what is a 4-hour drive for you to go over there and go see the best foot specialist in the galaxy and get your feet where they need to be? So AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. So you can meet up with Dr. Nero and his amazing staff. And trust me, they have an amazing staff over there in Frisco, Texas. So y'all want to go see him. You know what I mean? So, Anadel Center logo, man. Anadel for the Nankle. And guess what else? The Batas footwear line. These sneakers right here are the official sneaker of Anadel. So, you're doing something where you're somebody's official sneaker. What can I tell you, man? The boy's on the come up. You know what I mean? So, AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. All right, y'all. Let's get into this amazing episode. Today, like I said, it's about the great Tupac Amaru Sharkur. As far as I'm concerned, he's the greatest rapper, the greatest music creator. I've said this a bunch of times, and I don't know if we want to call it arguments or whatever you want to call it, but I don't really generally care when it comes to talking about this, because to me, unless they're teaching courses on your favorite rapper, your rapper ain't the greatest rapper of all time. Or music. Forget rapper, just music general and period. There's no other musician I've heard of that they're teaching courses on them. You know what I'm saying? Tupac is the only dude right there. Give me a second, y'all. I'm writing some notes down because this usually helps me to structure the episode. Not to mention, I'm just kind of super excited because I'm talking about Tupac, man. Tupac is that dude. I've got every song, I've got every album, I've got every I've watched every documentary. I mean, dude, I don't even apologize for just being and then I was a big fan of his mother too, Afeni Shakur, because as a person, you don't become like that unless your mother is a certain way. And his mother was a strong, courageous, beautiful black woman who didn't take any crap, who knew how to stand for herself. One woman beat the entire U.S. government and never went to law school and never did none of that. So I never done none of that. So that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? So final thoughts. Y'all give me a second. All right, y'all, let's get into this amazing episode. So, y'all, let's get into this amazing episode. Now, check this out, y'all. We're going to talk about Tupac today. Tupac is, as far as I'm concerned, the greatest music creator ever. And what made him even more great was the fact that he was an intellectual. And he didn't just write songs about stupid stuff like you hear today in music. He wrote a lot of intellectual, mind-stimulating music that made you want to think about all the crazy stuff that was happening in the universe. He was born on June 16th, 1971 in Harlem, New York, raised by a mother who was a member of the Black Panther. I can freestyle this thing because this is Tupac, man. This is Tupac right here. This dude is the basics. I'm gonna start with the basics and I'm gonna get into him. And then he was born there. He's moved around, man, from Marine City to Oakland to, of course, he was accepted at a prestigious art school. I can't remember what it was called. I don't even really care about that because I feel like one thing I learned about, one thing I learned about from watching the documentaries, Marine City, and it went to, I can't remember what was that art school that he went to? Oh my God, there was an art school he went to. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find this thing, because there was an art school he went to, and I can't remember what the name was. Oh hell no! This dude's got this thing in. What the hell is this? Okay, so he went to a he went to a what you call this thing? It was School of Arts. That's all I remember. I can't even find the name. I can't be about to look for it, but it was a prestigious School of Arts in Baltimore. I think it was Baltimore School of Arts actually. That's where it went to. And when he got there, he met Jada Pinkett. But I think prior to him even going to that school, his mind was already already kind of where it needed to be. Hey, King Bells, if you don't want to stay here, then get your bitch ass off my platform. I don't need you here. In fact, let me just do myself a favor. Let me get this piece of shit off my platform. You're a fucking idiot. I love blocking people. You know what I mean? I ain't got time for that shit. You know what I mean? Say something positive. You see me talking about somebody, the greatest musician, all of your dumbasses got is some stupid statement. You got some imbeciles out here, boy. You really do. Some imbeciles. I'm not the one. You know what I mean? Lucky for you, I can't do this on TikTok because I'll be cussing a lot of people out on TikTok. Now, Tupac, for me, he grew up in Marine City. He grew up in Oakland. He moved around a lot. He grew up in poverty. So you can understand why he had humble beginnings and he just had this disdain for lack of opportunity. And I think that was a big thing in for me, why I was drawn to him, because I myself grew up the same way. It made me to have an understanding of those who have and those who don't have. And when you don't have, there's this hunger that builds in you for having more. And very few people actually get to where he got to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to have a mother literally give birth to you in prison, and then to be cultivated in prison, and then to come out of jail, to grow up in to have a mother who literally, no law school, no nothing, raised you to be defeats the entire American government, raises you by herself with little to nothing, and you turn out to be the greatest musician of all time. The greatest. I mean, to me, that's like not something that normally happens. And yeah, I blocked that idiot. See, you can see I have a piece on my platform now. I don't have time for small people with small minds. You know what I'm saying? So people in general, give me a second, y'all. People in general, I'm gonna see if I bring my TikTok people on. Give me a second. People in general don't have a I don't think people have a comprehension of like what oh my god, I chose the wrong thing, y'all. Man. There we go. And I don't think people have an understanding or comprehension of what this guy did or what his contribution was to society. There's very few people that actually do the kind of stuff that I mean, Tupac sold over 75 million records. And that's like him putting out 10 albums. He put out 5 before he died, and then 5 more after he died. And all of them went platinum. You know what I'm saying? Even till today, I'm pretty sure they could find something where they could put another set of albums out on Tupac, man. It's just, he was that great. And then I think the music thing came, for me, I've always seen Tupac's music as an escape from all the traumas and the whatchamacallit, the traumas, all the stuff he dealt with as a child, man. If I could have any gift I could have given to Tupac, I'd have paid, like, gotten a gift card for like therapy for like however many years he needed, man. Because I've always said this, and I've had this conversation with numerous people. I've always felt like if Tupac had therapy, he would have lived longer. He would have had less anger. He would have just done so much, even more than what he even did. And what makes Tupac different from all the other people that ever did music was Tupac was a movement. The rest of the motherfuckers was just stage people. This dude was a movement, man. And that's why the FBI was scared shitless of his ass. C.I.A, FBI, whatever. They always had all kinds of shit, man. Until today, I still believe the CIA is the one who orchestrated his death. You know what I'm saying? Bada boom. Hey, welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining me. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the notification button. Today, welcome to another awesome episode of Sanusi Vision Life. Today's episode is about Tupac Amaru Sharkur. That's right, the greatest musician of all time. I mean, I'm excited about this because I get to talk about him in a way that serves me, that is just what I want to talk about. You know what I mean? So Tupac, that's his origins right there. Now, I get to the fun part, him being a revolutionary. I've always, city he lived in, Tupac lived in Los Angeles. I don't know if maybe you mean where he grew up at. You know what I mean? But Tupac was a revolutionary. And when I say revolutionary, he's one of these revolutionaries where most revolutionaries are just like speech people. Like we're talking about like cats like Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or Michael Stomichael or Medgar Evers. You know, but Tupac was a musician. So that means that his music could literally touch everybody. Well, he grew up in Marine City and Oakland. That's where he grew up at. Actually, he started off in Harlem, then he moved to West Coast, Marine City. Tupac lived in a lot of places, man. He lived in Baltimore, of course. A lot of that too. And please share the channel, share the stream if you're at it. You know what I mean? He lived in He lived in Baltimore, New York, Harlem, Marine City, Oakland, then of course Los Angeles. No, he was not. He almost got married. He was supposed to marry Quincy Jones' daughter, actually. But let me get back to my thing, man. So I'm doing my thoughts, bro. I'm sorry, I can't answer every question, man. Revolutionary. So when I say revolutionary, it was kind of like, imagine Malcolm X with a microphone, but he could do music. That's what Tupac was. That's how I've always seen Tupac. Like, he was Malcolm X with a microphone. You know what I'm saying? He said it how it was. There was no sugarcoating. Tupac could have done whatever he wanted. He could have been like the rest of these dumbass rappers, rapping about garbage. But he would always rap about conscientious, social injustice stuff. Yes, he would put songs in there like "How Do You Want It," stuff. But a lot of his music, a lot of his music was very, very socially conscious, and I love that about him. Like even today, even me as an artist, when I draw, I think about what I want to have in my art and how I want to be socially conscious about what I feel like is missing in society today. And for him, what was missing in his time was equality. I mean, when Tupac died, I was 15 or was I 12? I can't even remember. You know what I'm saying? But I was it's fine, you can communicate back and forth, but sometimes I can't answer your questions. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of in the zone. So now, him being a revolutionary, this guy, he just didn't. If you hear songs like for his first album, of course, Tupacalypse. If you've never heard that album, you should go listen to it. And what I till today can't figure out is how in the hell was an album like that came out, especially at that time in 1993. And people act like, oh, today we got freedom. We ain't got no damn freedoms today, man. If you want to consider if you got your president like what he's doing, going around scooping people up randomly from different places and treating people like straight trash, that's not freedom. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things that Tupac was talking about, except he was more of a futurist about it, which I'm going to talk about later. But that's revolutionary. Songs like Me Against the World. His album, actually, Me Against the World, is probably as far as I'm concerned, is tied with the second, it's either that album or All Eyes on Me is the greatest album of all time. This dude, his music is very mentally liberating. I used to call Tupac like the real media, because the stuff he would say was the stuff that CNN, NBC, all these bitch ass TV stations would not talk about. Like CNN and NBC would be talking about garbage, man. Whenever some brother would get shot in the block, nobody would care. Well, Tupac would make you care. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, man, this guy, he did stuff that, like, he was the first to ever drop a double disc. He was the first to actually, like, in his music, he would say stuff like, yes, I'm African and I'm proud of, and I'm a proud Nigerian. So he would say stuff like, I'm Nigerian American, if that's what you want to call me. He would say stuff like, what's that line he said? When he was making I'm paraphrasing, but he was making an example of what usually happens in America. When an African American male speaks his mind, when he says, give me death or give me liberty, there's a problem with it. You know, the minute Tupac started talking about, no, I am Nigerian, not Tupac. The minute Tupac started talking about economic independence or African American independence, that's when the CIA was like, we gotta figure out a way to take him out. You know, because he was twice as dangerous as Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, because he had a mic in his hand. So, you know, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King would have to go to no. I think you misunderstood me. I said I'm Nigerian and Tupac. No, Tupac is not Nigerian. I think, however, Tupac might be Kenyan though. I do believe that. I think he might be Kenyan. He might be Kenyan. But Tupac, for me, Tupac had this mentality of either give us equality or we ain't gonna have nothing. We're not gonna ask, because he always had this idea of, okay, the people that came before us, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Michael Stomichael, God, the list is endless. They were asking, you know what I'm saying? But when the Black Panthers came out, like, we're not asking shit, we're taking this shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's when the bitch ass CIA, FBI started getting scared. So you got no problem with taking shit from people if they have no, if they don't want any rights. But it's when they want rights and equality, you know, food, light, economic empowerment to be able to do for themselves versus begging you. That's when you have a problem. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, well, we're not gonna ask. How about we just gonna take this shit? And that got them scared. Imagine a person going different, because Tupac could get on the stage, and in a segment of 1 hour, you had about 90,000 people listening to what this man was saying. So imagine him go to 50 different states all the time with 90,000 people there all the time. Every single 90,000 person would be spreading what he was saying. That's exactly what happened. And so when he died, you got people in Istanbul, you got people in Africa, you got people in Asia, you got people in you got people in Asia, you got people all over the world just love this guy. Tupac is he's a magnet for change. He's a magnet for the underserved. He's a magnet for those who wanna stand. He's a anti-bully character. That's what I call him. He don't take. As far as I'm concerned, he's the real damn Captain America. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like about Tupac. He's Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Because there's the guy that I talked about last week before him was Fela Kuti, and he was from my country, Nigeria. And a lot of us Nigerians, the way we saw Fela Kuti was the way a lot of Americans saw Tupac. He was our champion. You know, we used to call Fela Kuti Captain Nigeria. Well, I feel like Tupac is Captain America, the real Captain America, the one that actually stood up for people. Wasn't just some punk ass white boy they put in front of a camera. Yo, give me death or give me liberty. You know what I'm saying? Tupac was a movement, man. That's really what made him separate from everybody. Even till today, there ain't nobody like him out there. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of rappers that I do like listening to because a lot of them are intellectuals. Kendrick Lamar, Logic, J. Cole, Joey Badass. I don't like people that aren't intelligent. I cannot listen to you. I can't listen to you if you don't have any sense of intellectualism. Especially Kendrick Lamar. He's my favorite by far right now because very few artists can be that famous and talk about real stuff. Especially nowadays with all these record labels wanting to pump out garbage. You know what I'm saying? But Kendrick Lamar is just doing the damn thing. You know, I bought the damn album. I bought this new one he got. You know, I like people that actually are very intelligent and aren't afraid to show it. So that's what made Tupac different. Even now, every single Sunday I listen to Tupac. Every single Sunday. And that whole idea came up with because I was like, wait, hold up. I haven't heard Tupac in like God knows when. I said, wait, how did I go this long and not listen to no Tupac? So I just made it my personal mission every single Sunday. For the last 15 years, I've been listening to Tupac every Sunday. I don't miss. At worst, I'll get to hear Dear Mama, which is my favorite, my favorite song Tupac ever made. And as far as I'm concerned, Dear Mama is the greatest song ever made, ever. No song is beating that song. I don't give a damn what you go play or what you go bring. Nothing is beating Dear Mama. When you can write a song like that about your mama, and that crosses all communities. I don't care who you are. I don't care if your mama lives on Mars. If you hear that song, you're gonna be like, oh damn. You know what I'm saying? Oh damn. You know, that's as far as I'm concerned, revolutionary, fighting for the rights of African Americans. In fact, he's beloved so much in Africa. If you even run your mouth about Tupac, you're gonna find yourself in a casket. We're not playing games with you. You gotta keep two people's name out your mouth. Fela Kuti and Tupac Shakur. You put those two dudes' names in your mouth in Africa, it's your ass. We're not even gonna waste the time talking about asking why you were acting stupid. We're just gonna put you in a bag. That's how that's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I love the revolutionary in him. Now, the next part is a futurist. Yes, I say futurist because I've always felt like Tupac was a futurist in terms of like, he wasn't afraid to say, you know, I might not be here when this shit gets better, but let me make sure that the generation behind me is gonna have it better. That would be me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I died when Tupac when Tupac was 25 when he died. I was about 12 to 15. I think I was 12 years old when he died. You know what I'm saying? But I remember somebody telling me Tupac died. I was crying because the first thing I had ever heard was Dear Mama. That was the first rap song I'd ever heard was Dear Mama. And it was just hooked. I was like, whoa. If some person could write a song about their mama like this is the kind of dude I need to be listening to. This is what I'm talking about. Because it made me think about how my mama was. And when I think about futurists, when I speak about Tupac being a futurist, he always saw it that he needed to build a better future for the generation coming behind him. So that's why he wasn't afraid to go to speaking engagements. He wasn't afraid to go to write songs the way he did, whether it was Tupacalypse, Strictly for My You Know What's, Me Against the World, All Eyes on Me, Are You Still Down, loyal to the game. God, man, I wish he had lived to make the album until the end of time. That's, man, until the end of time. So I'm gonna say All Eyes on Me and Tupac and Me Against the World are tied for #1 for me. And then I'm gonna say Tupacalypse is my second favorite album. But I must confess that I feel like Until the End of Time is my third favorite album. That album is, man, that album is so amazing. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he was a revolutionary. Just the album itself was just revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he was building towards. And that's what the FBI, the CIA, and all these bitch ass organizations were trying to make sure that they didn't live to see. Everything that happened around that shit was a distraction. Everything they could do to figure out how they were going to kill Tupac without making it look like they killed Tupac. That's the same shit they did to Malcolm X. That's the same shit they did to Martin Luther King. That's the same shit they did to Medgar Evers. That's the same shit they did to Maurice Bishop. That's the same. And Maurice Bishop, for all you wondering who that is, that's the former president of Grenada. You know what I'm saying? He was a revolutionary. That's the same shit they tried to do to Marcus Garvey, Carly Stormichael. The list is endless, man. But you know, Tupac was more dangerous than all of them because he had a mic in his hand. He literally could vacate and make everybody come towards him. He was a magnet. You know what I'm saying? And I hate when they do this. Oh, you talking about Thug Life. Motherfucker, Thug Life stands for the hate that you gave. That's what Thug stands for. It was a movement against racism. You got these dumbass motherfuckers that wear pants off their ass and talking about I'm a thug. You know, you're not a thug, you're a bitch. You ain't shit. Because if you was a thug, you'd be talking about Pan-Africanism. You'd be talking about movement. You'd be talking about black nationalism. That's what you'd be talking about. You're just an idiot. Most these rappers that call themselves thugs are just idiots that wear pants off their ass and they get told what to do by the record label. Yo, you forgot to say 5 more N-words in your song. So let me get back in the booth and say 5 more N-words. Tupac was a movement, man. This guy was thinking about the future all the time. He was thinking about what the youth could have, what the youth needed. They needed better education. They needed better protection. They needed better parenting. Shoot, he talks about that all the time. You know, he himself didn't even have his father in his life till he was like 23 years old. Imagine being completely vacated of your father's father in your life, and you have to figure it yourself out on your own. He grew up. Yes, your mother can raise you, but your mother can't raise you to be a man. I once heard Tupac say that a bunch of times, and it's so true. A woman can't raise you to be a man. Yeah, they can tell you to do the right things and tell you to do, but a man can only raise a man. You see what I'm saying? And those are just a fact. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, like, I wish, like I said, one of the things I wish I could have given him was therapy so he could heal himself. You know what I'm saying? It's just like this episode. I really didn't give a damn who showed up for and who didn't show up for it. That really wasn't a concern of mine. I don't expect people to show up for stuff that I talk about. I don't expect people to show up for, I'm not trying to fit in. So me doing this episode is me paying homage to Tupac. You know, I've come to the realization, create great quality content, everything else will take care of itself. You know what I'm saying? So Futurist, he was just ahead of his time. And when I say futurist, the things that he said, the way he made his music, if you look at music, hip-hop specifically today, a lot of his lyrics, a lot of his style is in people's music today. It's endless. People take his hooks, people take his I don't give a damn what shoe you want to see. Find somewhere else to be. No, I ain't showing you no damn shoes. What is wrong with you people? Some of y'all, you got issues, man. I don't give a damn about showing you shoes. You're not going to buy anything, so why the hell are you asking me about shoes? If you want to see some shoes, take your ass to sanusivision.com. That's my website. What the hell's wrong with you, man? You see me talking about Tupac. I don't give a damn if you're the only one on my channel. I don't need you on my channel. This stuff gets watched again when I put it up. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Getting on my damn nerves. Yo, get off the channel if you don't like what I'm talking about then. You know what I'm saying? So now look, back to what I was talking about Tupac, man. Well, people just don't know me. I'm not that dude you want to play with. I ain't the one. Now, so as far as for me, it's because of him that I'm able to do what I'm able to do. The courage that I have. You know what I'm saying? The courage that I want to have. The courage that I'm having to be able to stand up. You know, I remember when he's the reason why I was able to create my whole Carjack for Assassin animation series. Straight up drawing Afrocentric characters to be looking better than Avengers, X-Men, and all this other crap that you're talking about, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's what gave me courage. That's what a futurist does. He plants seeds for the future so the future can do more than what they did. Tupac wasn't. Tupac, even you can hear it in his songs, like he would say it all the time. Shed so many tears, unconditional love. I'm trying to think of all these songs that he had words about how I'm not gonna be here. And that can only kind of stuff only happens when a person just like, yo, this planet is a shit show. And that's how I saw, look, it's something I'm starting to see more and more. When you have imperialists going around screwing up the world, and imperialists specifically applying to white people, because they are the one who have fucked up the planet the most. They just go around imperialists. You saw that. These same imperialists were doing the same shit to people in Africa, doing the same shit to people in Asia, doing the same shit to people in India. Like, this is what he was talking about. Like, I remember him talking about how this was 1990, because I think the video was in 1994 or something, because I watched a lot of Tupac videos. He was talking about how when he first was dropping his first album, Tupacalypse, he was trying to cross the street. I think it was in Beverly Hills or some mess like that. Some bitch ass cop decided he jaywalked, and they rolled up on him, and he beat him half to death. And that's one of the reasons why Tupac had to shave his head bald, because he had this thing, I can't believe but it's the thing that doesn't let your hair to grow back. So he had to shave his head bald. I mean, it was crazy, man. They beat him up, and that's when, prior to that, he had never had a problem, and that's what made him want to become a futurist. That's what made him become a revolutionary. It's just like, yo, I'm not putting up with this shit anymore. I'm going at these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he had that tattoo on his stomach, 50 N-words, which refer to the 50 states. That means all of us in each state need to come together, form forces, and go at these motherfuckers. So you know what I'm saying? You know, it's what you call a person who gives. I don't know, man. I feel like the biggest gift Tupac gave me was just you can do what you want to do, just leave us alone. And I mean, for the longest time, I'm still the same way. I still on some rebel stuff, man. I don't really care. I speak my mind. I say what I want to say. I don't know who half these people are. Hey, yo, how you doing? Welcome to the chat, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Sanusi Vision Life. Today's episode about Tupac Amaru Sharkur, man, the greatest of all time. Normally I kind of decided I want to do something different with my podcast now. I want to do cartoon stuff too, but I also want to do, I have a lot of admiration for a lot of creators. Tupac is one of them. Fela Kuti was last week. There's even a bunch of Pan-Africanists, Ibrahim Traore, Thomas Sankara. You name it, I'm all for that. So yo, definitely welcome to the chat. Anybody who joins us, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification button. Thank y'all so much. So yo, that's what made Tupac a futurist, man. That's how I feel about it. Now next up is him being a leader. Is that even in question? And when I say leader, y'all give me a second. I'm actually gonna look for some Tupac videos I want to show y'all, man, because this dude, man, and for a lot of y'all, this is gonna be a shameful one, but I'm actually gonna show a picture of Tupac, just in case you don't know who the hell that is, which would be crazy if you didn't know who Tupac was. Y'all give me a second, I'm gonna flip the camera. This is Tupac right here. Yeah, if you don't know who Tupac is, well, that's him right there. The intellectual, as I like to consider him, the man with the plan, a futurist, a revolutionary, a Pan-Africanist. This dude that didn't take any crap, you know what I'm saying? It was all about black nationalism. You damn right. Black is beautiful. That's what he told me. Well, I totally know what he means now. You know what I'm saying? You know, I wish he was still alive today, man. I think Tupac would be like 50. Wait, he'd be like 50, 53? Maybe? I think it'd be like 53, if I'm correct. You know what I'm saying? He'd be like 53. So that's where it would be at right there. So today's not a close day. Today's a podcast day. So no, I'm not gonna talk about clothes. So for me, what made him a leader is that he was a movement. He wasn't afraid to talk about stuff that needs to be talked about. He wasn't afraid to, you know, in fact, shoot, I'm about to, give me a second, y'all. I'm about to find me something I gotta show y'all. Yeah, I just totally forgot about this. Yes, sir, I gotta do this. Give me a second. Give me a second. Oh, no, not across my channel. Damn. Give me a second. All right, so give me a second, y'all. I was looking for a video, but I'm trying to find it. Nope. See if we can find something. Oh yeah, this is the one right here. Yes, this is the one I need y'all to see. Yes, sir. All right, so look, this one is a video. I've been wanting to show this for a minute. So, yo, this is him being a leader right here. There's no other video I can think of that symbolizes him being a leader more than this one right here.
Fargo is your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo.
God, I hate Wells Fargo. They made all their money off of cotton. They ain't getting no pass from me. I can't stand them. Now watch this.
Y'all listening to something wrong with it, because I'm losing. I just want to say that if I curse, forgive me. But we curse. We got God out here. Ain't no way I'm sit up here let the truth be told and not curse. So they told me to watch my language. Fuck that.
Oh, I love Pac.
It's bad out here. It ain't pretty, so, you know, shit, let's be real. That's number one. My English is bad. I'm a high school dropout. You know, it's going to be real. I'm going to be talking like real shop. But I'm going to be talking from my heart. Ain't nothing written down. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But I'm not confused. I'm be talking in slang, so, you know, some of y'all might get lost. I'm sorry. But I'm just doing what I got to do. And then check this out. When I say I'm losing it, I mean I'm losing. I mean that for real. This ain't no free speech. This shit ain't like just to make it sound good. So I keep y'all into it. This ain't to make it so, ooh, he felt that. I'm losing it. You feel me? I know y'all can pick up the papers and see that man got problems. And I do, but we all got problems. And mine's about my motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? He did tell y'all about my mama and the Panthers and all that. But let me tell you where I ended up, y'all. Let me tell you where I ended up. My mama was a crack addict. I ended up in Baltimore on welfare with no lights on in high school. So we got to really watch this struggle shit. If we don't struggle, we got to struggle every motherfucking day till this shit is over. Let them know, yeah. You know? Fuck that. All that shit that went on in the 60s ain't finna happen in this motherfucker. I'll be dropping some of you motherfuckers who need to raise beyond this shit. Trust me when I tell you that shit. And the only reason I'm losing is because I never had a daddy. I never had nobody to sit me down and tell me this. You know what I'm saying? They told me, but I didn't believe it because they left my mama crack. I'm telling y'all the truth, as much as you heard me, cracked out, homeless, no life in Baltimore.
Man, y'all see what I'm saying? This is why I love Tupac, man. That right there is why I love Tupac. Man, he was raw and uncut. That's a leader right there. I can't stand some of the people that we have today. These bitch ass, always saying PC bullshit that they want the people to be liking. Like, hell no. No. I want a leader that actually says shit how it is. You know what I'm saying? Look, one of the many things I could relate to Tupac was because I was poor. I was on welfare. I lived in Section 8. It just made me not give a fuck. It made me just be like, you know what? The world is against me, so I'm against the world too. You know what I'm saying? Yo, don't tell me how to talk. If you don't like my channel, get the fuck off my channel. Relentless Grow, what the fuck you call yourself? Fuck you. You getting blocked because you're a fucking idiot. None of you motherfuckers better ever come on my show tell me how to talk. I'll talk how the fuck I want to talk. You know what I'm saying? This is how I talk. You don't like it, you ain't got to be on my channel. You getting blocked. I'm not trying to hear your advice. Penny pinching motherfuckers. Now look, back to what I was talking about, Tupac. What made this guy a leader? This guy is the kind of guy, this is what we need today. What we have today is these pancake eating, Eggo waffle, they just not even leaders. They crooks that steal from their own community. You see what I'm saying? And when you have people telling the truth, people never want to hear that. But let me hear the guy telling me a lie. Let me go to a church and let some useless ass pastor take all my money. And I can't pay my light bill. I can't pay my water bill. I can't pay my gas bill. But I'm going to give the pastor a bunch of money so he can go live in a mansion with 3 stories high and a Lexus. But you'll do that though. But when a guy like Tupac was talking about, yo, we need to have fathers in the house. We need to stop letting people go to jail. Stop letting our neighbors get gentrified. You don't want to hear that. That's what made him a futurist. All the stuff he's saying now is what he was saying back then. Gentrification wasn't no accident. You know what I'm saying? Everything is good. Appreciate y'all joining me, man. The business is good, man. Can't complain. The channel grows. I'm on TikTok too now, so I'm really grateful. The first official Carjack for Sascom book is coming out this year. So I'm sorry today I'm talking about a podcast. It's about Tupac Shakur. He's my favorite music creator, bar none. It's not even close. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it today, man. You know, I'm talking about Tupac. If I talk about Tupac, I get excited. Because this guy, it was a revolutionary. He had the kind of mindset that I have. I'm just all about, that's what made him a leader, man. He was any room he stepped in, automatic like that. And what made him a leader too is also that he was an intellect. There's very few musicians, Very few music creators that can walk into a room and speak on any subject. That was Tupac. He could conversate with a scientist. He could conversate with an aeronautic engineer. He could conversate with a military person. He could conversate with anybody he wanted to conversate with. He was that brilliant. You know, that's what makes me to be like, you know, there's many ways to be educated. He was educated in life education, if that makes any sense. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like life education was his thing. Hey, Sassy, I think Sexy Sassy, if you don't mind hitting the like button, we'll take all the likes we can get. Thanks to all of y'all, the channel continues to grow. I am on TikTok a little bit more than used to. I used to be on YouTube all the time, but now it's like YouTube sometimes messes with your channel, and I ain't got time for that nonsense. So I come on here when I do my podcast. You know what I'm saying? Aside from that, most of the time I keep it to TikTok. Like right now when I get on this stream right here, I'm about to go on TikTok. You know what I mean? But Tupac was a leader, the kind of leader that we need today. We don't have leaders today, man, especially in the African American community. You got these motherfuckers that wear suits and shit and call themselves leader. Like pieces of shit like Al Sharpton, pieces of shit like Jesse Jackson. I can't stand those two motherfuckers. I think they're the sorriest fucking thing God ever put on this earth. All they do is steal people's money, steal people's futures. You see what I'm saying? Like, we don't have any leaders, and that's a fact. I'm not following none of these dudes. Hell no. No, you need to bring Tupac back so I can follow him. Now that dude I'll follow, but I ain't following no we ain't got no leaders, man. Tupac is the last time we had a leader, and I was having this conversation with a bunch of people. I said last time we had a leader was Tupac. Last time, when he took his last breath, was the last time we had a leader. None of these busters out here that we got calling themselves leaders are leaders. They're not leaders. They're just independent contractors that work for the different facets of the government. They get grants and stuff. They get Pell Grants so they can pay for their BS that they're doing so they can run their organizations. Like they're not leaders, man. You know what I mean? A leader is not looking to get paid for what he or she is doing. A leader is doing it because it's the right thing to do. That was Tupac. You know what I mean? So yo, that's where I come. Now we get to we get to another part that's very interesting. He was a musical. I feel like his music was black nationalism. And I didn't used to understand that when I was younger, because when I'd hear stuff like Shed So Many Tears, Unconditional Love, They Got Me Trapped. Actually, you know what? Let me play They Got Me Trapped. Yeah, I'm going to play They Got Me Trapped. Definitely to keep this thing cracking. I'm going to play They Got Me Trapped. Give me a second, y'all. Let me find this song on YouTube. See if I can find it. They Got Me Trapped. Because I'm going to come back to that revolutionary video I was showing y'all. Let me see. Give me a second, y'all. I gotta go hunting. Tupac Trapped. Yeah, I gotta show y'all this right here. Give me a second. So Tupac Trapped. Hey, thank y'all for the likes. Yes, here we go. All right, y'all. Look, I'm about to flip this thing so y'all can see this video. I need y'all to see this. Give me a second. This is why I love Tupac right here. Please, I have no commercials.
For comfort in every room.
Man, get the hell out of here. These commercials are terrible. Everything's a commercial on YouTube now, man. It's annoying. All right, y'all. Wait a second. That's what made Tupac great right there. You know, I could even play. There's even another song, and I've been wanting to do this. That's the kind of songs that made him a nationalist. Like, he was all about awareness, all about educating yourself and not being a victim to the system that we got, because the system you got is not your friend. Appreciate that, Sexy Sassy. Appreciate you, mama. Appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you that. You know, yo, Gangsta RU or whatever the hell you call yourself, find somewhere else to be, man. Real talk. Find somewhere else to be, because you are boring me. Now, hey, what's Sexy Sassy? Let me see what you were talking about. Sorry, I can't read some of the stuff right here. What me and Tupac have in common, we're both African American kings. We're both revolutionaries, and we both use our craft to do revolutionary work. I think it's important to change what you're seeing. Like me, for example, why I created my animation series, there's nothing that looks like me on TV. They ain't got a damn, and when they do have it, it looks really stupid. Really, really stupid. It infuriates me, actually. That's what made me come out. That's why my first comic book is coming out next week. I will not work within the system, because the system does not work for me. Y'all know what I'm saying? In fact, Tupac's music, whether it was Brenda's Got a Baby, Trapped, Life Goes On, let me see. Man, you know what? Y'all, I'm gonna play another one. This one, I definitely got to play this one. Let me see. Brenda's Got a Baby. I definitely love this one. Brenda. Yeah, Brenda's Got a Baby. Yes, sir. Definitely got to hear this one.
With Toyota's national
Man,
sales
I hate YouTube commercials. God, they are everywhere. Like, bro, it's just too much now, man. Seriously. Those are commonalities, to be honest with you, Sexy Sassy, man. That's our commonalities. We're both great. We're both, I feel like I'm just becoming more and more. Y'all give me, I gotta see y'all this beginning. Y'all gotta see this video. And I don't care. I'm not using my platform to do dumb, corny shit. Y'all get what I'm saying? So give me a second. I'm gonna flip the video. I'm about to flip the channel. Y'all give me a second. Let me flip the camera. So I want y'all to see this. Because y'all definitely gotta see this. That's why I love Tupac right there. Songs like that is why I love Tupac right there. I ain't gotta hear nothing stupid. Motherfuckers talking about Cadillacs and all this other bullshit they do nowadays in rap, man. Nah, this the kind of shit I like hearing. You know what I mean? Thank you, appreciate that. That's how we are, man. That's how we gotta be. When you are African American male in this country, you gotta be beyond strong. You gotta be made of sterner stuff, man. And I have this conversation with a lot of brothers all the time. The system is not designed for you to succeed. You gotta make sure you don't fail. You know what I'm saying? Like, his music, man, like most of the stuff that I learned, like sex education, I got that from Tupac. You know what I'm saying? The understanding of history, I got that from Tupac. Like, I despise Bill Clinton. Like, yeah, Bill Clinton, the former president of the United States, he's a piece of shit. That is the most corrupt president the U.S. has ever had. I never understood why Tupac didn't like him until I got older. I said, oh, this is the effed up shit this guy's been doing. You know what I'm saying? Tupac he used his music in a way that was nationalist. That's why they didn't like him. They wanted him to rap about 20-inch rims and Cadillacs and how many bitches he got and all this other bullshit that these dumbass rappers rap about nowadays. He's like, F that. I'm gonna talk about the problems we got. We got social problems. We got money problems. We got economic problems. We got fathers not in their home problems. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things he liked that he talked about. And they didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made him a movement. Most rappers, even then, they weren't talking about that. He was a rarity. And before him, it was cats like KRS-One and Public Enemy that were talking about stuff like that. But Tupac just took it to another level. And it's very rare that your greatest music creator is somebody who speaks about intellectual stuff, not dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Michael Jackson sold a gajillion records, but I would not put him in the same space as Tupac. Tupac is better than him. Michael Jackson music was more of a pop. It's like, let me just move my feet. Tupac shit was about life. Like, literally. I can pit any Tupac song, Dear Mama, and there's not one song any other person can pit against that song. I can take Life Goes On. I can take Me Against the World. I can take Unconditional Love. Brenda's Got a Baby. Shed So Many Tears. Dude, the list is endless, man. And he could have done anything with his music. He chose to do something that's going to benefit his community. So I would feel like this. Tupac was a lion, a king, amongst a bunch of fucking hyenas. You know what I'm saying? That's why they didn't like his ass. Well, just be like the rest of us. Talk about nothing. Nah, I'm good. I'm going to talk about some shit. You know what I'm saying? And like he used to say, we can make it if you stop beating us down. Like, if you ever seen that documentary, oh my God, Tupac, you know what? There's one called Dear Mama. It's on Hulu, which I'm probably going to watch again. Then there's also one called, and thank you, Sexy Sassy. Yes, I do got a strong mind. I condition myself every single day to be that way. You know what I mean? I always say to myself, with followers or subscribers, if I lose 2, I'm going to get 100 back. I don't want you. I've come to the optimal conclusion that I do not want weak-ass, toxic people in my circle. I'm not one of these guys that wants every subscriber to follow them just to get the subscribers. No. I want people to actually have a sense of decency and common human being, humanity in them to follow me. Do not follow me, because those are the idiots that say like the dumb shit that idiot gangsters US was saying. Or the other moron talking about, I'm not going to talk about some sneakers. How many times do I got to tell you today is about Tupac? I don't care what. If you see what I'm talking about, then that's what you need to listen to. If you don't like it, take your ass somewhere else. It's just really that simple. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what made Tupac great. His music, like I said, every single Sunday, I listen to Tupac. I don't miss. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of music, shoot, man, I'd be remiss if I didn't play this one. You know I got to play this one. Man, you know I got to play this. You know I got to play this. Are you kidding me? Yes. You know I got to play this. Man, Tupac is the greatest of all time, man. It's not even close. It's not even close. It's not even There's no contest.
Booking.com has all kinds of state.
God, I hate YouTube commercials. What the hell? Give me a second, y'all. Oh my God. Give me a second. You know what? I forgot. I put that video in one of my favorites. That's right. Dear Mama, baby.
When I was pregnant in jail, I thought I was going to have
Let me run this back, y'all. I got to let y'all hear it from jump.
When I was pregnant in jail, I thought I was going to have a baby and the baby would never be
like your belly, baby.
With it a month and 3 days before.
The greatest song ever written.
Real happy.
This is what I'm talking about right here, boy. My mama had 17 years old, big house in the streets. Man, that's why Tupac is the greatest right there. That's right. That's why Tupac is the greatest right there. That song, man, I ain't heard not one rapper make a song like that since 1993. That's when that song was made on the album Me Against the World, which I consider to be the greatest music album ever made. You know what I'm saying? Either that or All Eyes on Me. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's what made Tupac just, he made me like the same way he did with his music, what I want to do with my art. I refuse to make coon shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing shit to make white people feel good about. I could give a fuck less about white people. They draw enough. You got the Supermans, you got the yada yada. I'm not doing that. Like I said, my comic book is coming out next week. One of the things I went out of my way of is to make sure I let people know it's Afrocentric. And when I say Afrocentric, I'm Nigerian, so I'm a pure blood. You're not telling me shit about my culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna confine. I'm not gonna use slave. I didn't do it. I really, when you read the book, you get to see exactly where the hell I'm going. And I wasn't afraid to let people know what I created is better than some Avengers shit, some X-Men shit, some whatever. Usually, a lot of people the way I am, they don't really get, yes, it had a lot of social message. That's what I loved about his music. I love the social message. That matters to me a lot. Like, I've been this way since I was 15 years old. And I wonder who made me that way. Cats like Tupac, guys like Malcolm X, guys like Fela Kuti. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't trying to hear bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I just was like, we got a problem here, and the only way to solve the problem is for actually to have our own economy, to stand up for ourselves, to not be bullied by these bullies. I mean, what you have is an infrastructure. Right now, our president is a bastard. He's a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to say his name. Y'all know his name. He's not worth saying his name for. He's got the nerve to be deporting other people, but yet his wife is an illegal alien. The bitch barely speaks any English. You know what I'm saying? So, it's crazy. Like this is the stuff that Tupac was talking about. And this is why they wrote his music. Like I said, I never really understood why he hated Bill Clinton, but now I do. He's a piece of shit. He's the most crooked president that ever lived in American history. You know what I'm saying? People got the nerve to call me the first black president. Like, fuck Bill Clinton. He ain't no black president. He signed the crime bill. The crime bill is why there's a lot of African Americans in jail right now on small bids. Same bid where a black man will get 20 years, they'll give a white boy 6 months probation. That's the kind of system that we live in. And that's the kind of stuff that Tupac was talking about. And I'm not afraid to say it. You know, I'm not going to waste my time dancing around the truth. The truth is the truth. As my uncle always says, Oto King Paro, which is what we say in my language. That means the truth cannot lie. You know what I'm saying? I ain't pushing away my supporters and followers. If you want to follow me, follow me. If you don't, you can leave. That's what I always tell people. But I'm not going to be here making you happy. I'm not here to entertain you. I could care less about entertainment. Find somewhere else to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? That's how this is going to go. So anybody who wants to stay is free to stay. Anybody who wants to go, you're free to go. If I lose 10, I get 100 back. That's how this works. That's how much confidence I have in myself. You know how many people I've blocked? I've blocked so many people. Just cause I was like, you're not, I don't want your energy around me. Anybody that usually says something stupid when I'm reading the messages, I will block you. I'm not necessarily going to pay attention to you. I'm just going to see your crap. I'm going to block you. I do it all the time on TikTok. If I wanted to have like 40,000 followers on TikTok right now, I'd have them. But I blocked a lot of people. I don't want your energy. You're not buying my silence. I'm sorry. I'm not for sale. I'm going to say it how it is and it's how it's going to be. Anybody don't like it, go kick rocks. I'm still the same guy who sells the same amount of sneakers, same amount of... I think actually people like me more than people like the fact that I am this way now. They like that more because they see the... I've always been this way. They see the real me. You know what I mean? So that's what makes Tupac a musical genius, a musical nationalist, a black nationalist. Now, the people's champion thing, like I was saying this before, what makes Tupac different from everybody else is that he was the last time we had a leader. This guy, the people's champ. Now, watch this, y'all. This is a video I was going to show y'all. This is a video y'all need to see. So I'm going to pick up where I left off at. For me, Tupac is the people's champ because he's the only one who was rapping about real stuff. Women having kids at teenage years. Not enough money in our community. Brothers going to jail in droves. No fathers in homes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The intent, self-destruction of ourselves, but also too the destruction of the C.I.A, the FBI, making sure that to destroy the African American home. Now they're doing eHarmony commercials with a bunch of sisters on some white boy's arm. I'm not trying to see that shit. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Like I just came back from Africa just recently, man. I gotta tell you, I have a newfound love for black women. A newfound love for women. Forget black women because I hate using the word black. I have a newfound love for women of African descent. I'm talking about real African women that have this shade right here. This color right here. This beautiful thing called my chocolate skin. You know what I'm saying? I'm not interested in shit else. If you ain't a sister, don't waste my time. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. That's how it's gonna be. There's a new, like, it just changed me, man. Like, I've always been this way, but that trip to Africa really changed me. Because it was the first time I went home, and I'm Nigerian. I went home, and it was the first time in a long time that I was just another brother on the street. And that's how people approached me. How you doing, brother? Good afternoon, brother. People respecting each other. When you live in America long enough, you start to think that America, definitely go public with my comic book. Yes, most definitely, mama. Sexy, sassy, yes, I'll definitely have it public. I'm actually going live on TikTok right now once I get done here. Advertising the comic book. It's called Carjack for Assassins, of course, as you know it. If people burn bridges because they want you to be a coon and be the way they want to be, I'm gonna be the way I want to be. I got enough bridges. I'm not trying to make any more bridges than anybody else. Everybody else around me is just an associate. Either you a good associate or you a bad associate. That's it. That's how it is from now on. People lie to themselves and tell themselves they got a bunch of friends. No. If you got more than 3 friends, you ain't got no friends. You need to go ahead and recycle the whole thing and start all over again. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You know, but Tupac to me was the people's champ. His courage, his strength, his ingenuity, his intellect. You know, I hate the fact that every single time they always showing Tupac, thug life this, and people don't even know what thug life means. Thug life is a movement against racism. Thug itself, the word 4 letters, the hate that you gave, that's what it stands for. A fight against racism. Same way you had the Black Panthers. Same way you had Malcolm X with his movement. Same way you had Martin Luther King with his movement. Same way you had Medgar Evers with his movement. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was doing with thug life. It's just that they want to, the media, which is known to be an unscrupulous piece of shit, want to dilute his message. But the problem they have now is that the youth of today, especially Gen Zs, they're more up on game on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's why Tupac isn't going anywhere. What's the one guy, that rapper that people always talk about all the time? Tupac. I don't care if you're from African American community, Hispanic community, Asian community. What's the one musician that we always talk about we miss today? Tupac Amaru Sharkur, because nobody else was talking about the stuff that he was talking about then is what's happening today. You know what I'm saying? People's champ. Now, give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna play this video for y'all. Y'all gotta see this. I want y'all to see this. Continue where I continue from when I was looking at it earlier. Y'all gonna like this. Check this out. Check this out. I gotta let y'all see this. Yes, I do.
And my mother put motherfucking work in. Do you hear me?
Give me a second, y'all.
With a gun packing while I'm talking about for you, motherfucker. Excuse me. But my mama put in work. You know, to be laying up in the room cracked out, I got disdain for a lot of motherfuckers. You feel me? And that's why I'm telling y'all, I got to be serious. If we don't struggle, the struggle got to come from our heart. It can't come because we looking for a king back then it gotta come because I'm looking at you and you look goddamn good to me and you my sister. And I ain't finna let none of these crackers take you down. You feel me? It gotta come like that. It gotta come my head. It's like that. It's like that. It's hell out of you. Like they say we got war. And in war, everything is good. It's all good. You feel me? And when I say thug life, I mean that shit. Because these white folks see us as thugs. I don't care what y'all think. I don't care if you think you a lawyer, if you a man, if you an African American, if you whatever the fuck you think you are. We're thugs and niggas to these motherfuckers. You know? And until we own some shit, I'm gonna call it like it is. How you gonna be a man and we starve? You know? And we walk about 5 different houses make a man in either one of them motherfuckers. How we gonna be a man? How we gonna be African American? You know, and that's real, man. It's like a motherfucking guy.
Man, y'all, I love it. Tupac, I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you call a people's champ. I love the way he talks. Straight bold, straight no unapologetic, straight joke, don't give a you know what. Thank you so much for the comment. Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you for the congratulations, man. Appreciate that. It's a that's why he's the people's champ. I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I mean? So yo, that's Tupac right there. I literally just covered everything I want to cover. Now, as with me, every single episode, even though this is a Tupac episode, there's always something I always talk about which I feel is important. Getting your mind right. You know what I'm saying? Tupac was just, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to got myself into therapy. Because I realized that if I stayed that angry as I was, where I am today, I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? Because I just didn't take any shit. Literally, y'all. I didn't take any shit. And I want y'all to imagine a person with a lot of mental and physical strength being pissed off. There were coworkers whose asses I whooped. I didn't take any shit. Like, I put motherfuckers in check. I didn't play. And I realized I needed to center myself. So I got into therapy. And that's why every episode of my podcast, I always make sure I talk about mental health. If you are dealing with a lot of stuff, trauma, anxiety, all these things, you need to get yourself some help. You know what I'm saying? If I could have any gift I could have given to Tupac, it would have been therapy. Therapy for 3 years. Therapy for 5 years. I just keep paying till he feels good. You know, everybody was talking about, oh, he's angry, he's this, that. No, he's not angry. He's frustrated. He's disgusted. He has a disdain for the system. Not to mention the way he grew up. When you grew up with nothing, you should have disdain and disgust. You know what I'm saying? The man grew up poor. I'm just grateful he died rich. You know what I'm saying? You know, he had a lot against him, man. And if I could have done anything for him, it would have been giving him therapy. Let me tell y'all something. Therapy changes you. In fact, I was just talking to my therapist yesterday. Even though I'm done with therapy, I was talking to him yesterday. He said, the worst type of people are the people that think that they have anger, but they hide it under a blanket. So basically, it's like when the situation pisses you off, instead of speaking on it, you keep it to yourself and you take it home. Now, every single day you do that. And then you do it every single day for a month, every single day for a year, every single day for 6 years. All of a sudden, 6 years, I didn't say everybody was against me. I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. So you need to start understanding what I'm saying. When you have therapy, when you go into therapy, make sure to understand your situation and to see those who are your friend and those who want to see you succeed. I could care less about people's words. I care more about people's actions. You know what I'm saying? And so when my therapist started to break down a lot of things for me, and I did this therapy stuff for 2 years, y'all. 2 years is a long time to put yourself in therapy. And when I came out of it, anger got pushed away, but then direction got put in the place of the anger. And then he said to me, now there's gonna be situations that set you off. And that's normal. If you don't address it, then it becomes a problem. So that's why I feel like when I tell people all the time, get yourself some therapy help. I was just talking to a friend about that the other day. I said, maybe you want to get some therapy, man, because it works. Being angry is a natural being and human being. Being frustrated, feeling the feeling of inadequacy, which is a terrible feeling. I'd advise anybody, replace inadequacy with confidence. That's what's probably the biggest issue for me in terms with people, a lot of people. They don't have any confidence and self-belief in themselves. And we've let TV, commercials, books take away our human dignity. So now to the point where we're watching these stupid reality TV shows, and so the stupid stuff you see on day stuff is what you think you should be. Why would I want to be like anybody on TV shows? Especially these reality TV shows. You have a bunch of non-talented imbeciles just trying to get clicks and likes. Meanwhile, you're distorting the image of what a human being should be. Y'all get what I'm saying? So therapy is gonna help you to center yourself. That anvil, that inadequacy that you feel, that feeling of lack of humanity, you're gonna get that back. If I had any gift for anybody, man, go get you some therapy, whether it's for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, whatever. Whatever stuff you're dealing with, get you the help you need so you can get where you need to go. That is a very important tool in order to get yourself where you need to be. It's hard to be a human being on this world now, man. You got social media, you got the media itself. And what's the most common thing you always see all the time is a bunch of lies. All the time. And it's messed up that the lies have become the truth. And so then when the truth does come out, everybody's like, it's a lie. That makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? I think, honestly, realistically, after people get themselves in therapy, you need to ask yourself, is the stuff that I'm watching good for my mind? Like, I don't watch TV that much. I'm not going to watch you if you're not going to improve my brain cells. You know what I'm saying? I barely watch sports anymore because I've just lost interest in it. Because it's always the same old. Oh, he came from a downtrodden family. He came from the hood. There's always some bullshit story they want to tell. They don't humanize the person. They dehumanize the person. You know what I'm saying? So therapy is a great way to heal yourself. And look, one of the other things my therapist did for me, he made me get a journal. He said, Adewale, I want you to get a journal. And every single day, I want you to write your story every single day. You know what I'm saying? And then he said, what I want you to do when you look at the journal, I want you to see what it is that is what you're writing down. That we can see how it is that you're living. And I was like, whoa, that's interesting. Now, as of today is now day number 814. That's literally 2 years and maybe a month. Because May 7th, 2025 of this year was the last time I had a therapy. I had my last therapy session. My therapist is like, you don't need therapy no more, man. You are so far advanced that most human beings is not even funny. For a person to go through all the stuff that I went through in my childhood, trauma, and all this stuff that I went through, and I can't waste my time talking about it today because I'm not going to anymore. He said, most people that go through what I went through would have been drug addicts, alcoholics, or some kind of messed up person. But me, I was driven, I had ambition, I still had love in my heart, all that kind of stuff, and I cared about other people. He's like, people don't come out like you. It's a rarity. So to hear that from a professional, I knew I was doing something right. So y'all, if you're out there right now, get you therapy if you need it. You don't need nobody's permission to go get you some help. Therapists available, and I'm going to be frank with y'all. I see a lot of commercialized therapy. It gets on my damn nerves. I see it all the time on YouTube. Get you a therapist that's private. Get you one that's one-on-one. Get you one that's not got a bunch of commercials on YouTube. Because trust me, if a therapist is good, him or her is going to have people bragging about him or her, telling them about them. So in whatever state you live in, because therapy is state to state. Like, you can't be somebody who lives in Texas and gets a therapy in California, therapist in California. You can't be one in California that gets one in therapist. No, you have to get the therapist within your state because different states have different rules for therapy. So get one within your surrounding area, one that's not commercialized, one that you and him or her can speak on the things that you're dealing with, and so that you and him or her can work it out, get you where you need to go, so that you can build yourself a future, so you can face less trauma, so you can have less anxiety, so you can love yourself. You know what I'm saying? And know that you are adequate. You are good enough. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that's at, man. So y'all, that's what's up, man. So look, let's get to my final thoughts. Today was about the great Tupac Amaru Sharkur. Yes, I covered his origins. I talked about him being a revolutionary, him being a futurist, him being a leader, him being a mystical black nationalist, him being a people's champ. You know what I'm saying? He's always going to be my favorite, man. Nothing's ever going to change that. There's nobody I'm going to listen to that's going to touch me the way he does. He's the reason why I have the courage that I have now. He's the reason why I can do my shows the way I do it. He's the reason why I can block people and not give a damn. I'm not doing this shit for clicks and likes. I could care less about that. I'm doing this because it's what I want to do. It's like I told my boss at my job, motherfucker, I'm here because I want to be here. You're not telling me what to do. You don't own me. You know what I'm saying? And that really, it's funny how I did that, and all of a sudden there's a different energy at work now. I told my boss I work for myself too. You're not taking shit from me. I have my own money. And there's a different energy they give me now because they know they can't bully me. You know what I'm saying? I know my rights. I will not be bullied. So that's how you... And that kind of stuff never happens if I'm listening to somebody like Tupac. If I'm listening to somebody like Malcolm X, Fela Kuti, Medgar Evers. You know what I'm saying? The real revolutionists, the real freedom fighters. You know what I'm saying? Or Thomas Sankara, or Ibrahim Traoré, who we got now in Africa. The greatest president, the greatest leader we've had since Thomas Sankara. We ain't had nobody since Thomas Sankara now. Now we got Ibrahim Traoré. And now I'm talking about Africa. You know what I'm saying? So for me, Tupac is that dude. He's the one who gave me the courage to start my own business. Like, why work for somebody when you can work for yourself? You know what I'm saying? Make shit that looks like us. And make it look hella good too. That's what led to the birth of my comic book. See this? See this right here, y'all? This stuff right here is why I love Tupac. He made me draw characters that look like me. That's why I created the whole Cardiac Assassin universe. I got sick of watching X-Men, Batman, Avengers. Like, yo, they ain't got nothing that looks like me. Captain America's cool, but he don't look nothing like me. You know what I mean? That's why I can do what I do. I'm not afraid to just say what I gotta say. So there's people that's with you, the people not against you. I really could care less. So it's more about me just saying this is what it's gonna be. So y'all, that's why I love Tupac, man. And so as always, before I get up out of here, I gotta talk about the cool gear that I got now. First most important thing is, well, I might just take the camera and just pan through my sneakers. Y'all give me a second. So for me, sneakers, t-shirts, bucket hats, glasses cases, new t-shirt designs. I'm doing all kinds of cool stuff, man. So for me, it's a movement of I'm making cool gear. So look, let me start off with the journals. Look, journal. I'm holding one in my hand, right? This is a journal right here. If you love journals, you love to write about your daily activities, right here, man. You know what I mean? Front and back, all kinds of art characters. Cardiac Assassins, Blade, Iron Man, Batman, Wonder Woman, Voltron, Turtles, you name it, I did it. You got glasses cases. You got that too. You know what I'm saying? Glasses cases. I make glasses cases now too. Check this out, y'all. That's right. There's actually, this is my glasses right here. But it actually goes in here. You know what I'm saying? You got beanies. You got beanies. Look at this. You got beanies, man. You know what I'm saying? You got beanies. I do that too. You know what I mean? We got comic books, which I can't show y'all because I'll be available next week. That'll actually be on the website. Now look, let me take my camera. I'm gonna pan through my sneakers. I'm literally gonna pan through. Give me a second. I'm literally gonna pan through my sneakers just to show y'all. This is all the cool stuff that I'm making now. Cool sneakers. So Bata sneaker wear. You know, all this is available on sanusivision.com. If you love sneakers, you love cool gear, you gotta go get a pair of one of my sneakers, man. High tops, low tops, kid sneakers. These are kid sneakers right here. Cardiac Assassin right here. Iron Man Blade sneakers right here. You know what I'm saying? Look, check this out, y'all. Look at this. Iron Man on one side, Blade on the other side. Look at this. Deadpool versus Wolverine right here. I'm making all kinds of cool sneakers, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. These are the kind of sneakers I'm making. Then you got Black Panther right here. Batman. Look at this. This is cool stuff that I'm making. You know, you got wedge sneakers for the ladies, because I made this strictly for the ladies right here. You know, then you got Cardiac Assassins Sport 2s right here. Look at this. Running exercise sneakers, man. And then of course, you got the Batas 3 low tops right here. Look at this. These are the kind of sneakers I'm making, man. You know? Then of course, can't forget the clothing, man. Definitely can't forget the clothing. And I'm definitely going to show you some posters. Y'all give me a second. You got the women's gear. Look at this right here. Ladies, if you love cool t-shirts, you got to go get you one of these right here. Whether it's a t-shirt or whether it's a pair of leggings, you definitely got to do that right there. You know what I'm saying? You definitely got to do that right there. Look at that right there. That is what's up right there. And then, of course, you got the men's gear. Cardiac Assassins. Look at this, man. Cajun right here. T-shirts, custom design t-shirts made by yours truly, man. Look at this with the sweatpants. So this is what we're doing over at Sanusi Vision, man. That's all the cool gear that I got. Yo, I got so many cool gear now. Bucket hats, beanies. In fact, give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna grab you. You know what? Check this out, y'all. Laptop cases. Look at this right here. Laptop cases. So if you love laptop cases, you got to get you one of these right here. In fact, since we're in the summer, a lot of people are traveling. You might as well go get you a laptop case. You know what I'm saying? Look, check this out. Front and back. So I got suitcases. I've got baseball caps. I got bucket hats. In fact, I forgot I got water bottles. I got so many things now, man. Yo, check this out. I got water bottles. I'm making water bottles now too. Yes, you can see there's water in here. You know? So I'm doing cool stuff, man. So, you know what I'm saying? So he tells me, so it's all kinds of cool stuff I'm making now. So sneakers, t-shirts, that's a really, I don't know if I have to explain your question, but your question makes no sense because my emotions are great. I'm in a better position than most people. I do better than 99% of people on this planet. Most people lie to themselves every single day. I'm as healthy as they can get. Because unlike most people, I don't lie about what's going on with what's happening in society. That's why a lot of people are so angry. Me, I'm just like, you know what? Forget anger. I'm just going to do something about it. That's how you change the world. People over there sitting there hiding in their little corner pretending that like they're perfect. You're not perfect. Last thing you'll be is perfect. Some of y'all really need to really address who you are. And then people live as cowards their whole life. And then when they're in their deathbed, like, oh, I had no courage. Of course you had no courage. Because you never did anything to make your life better. I just had that conversation with a friend of mine like 2 days ago. I literally thought she was enjoying her life and her job was good. She's like, nah, man, my situation is horrible. And I remember her saying to me, man, I wish I had your courage. If I had your courage, I'd probably be more further in my life than I am right now. I said, I ain't doing nothing that you're not doing. I just choose to do it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, y'all, being able to do all the stuff I can do, the clothing, the sneakers, the accessories, all that stuff, it's all possible because I chose to have courage. That's how you build something like I've got now. So y'all, that's my night for tonight, man. So yo, before I get up out of here, that's all the accessories, all the cool stuff we got. I gotta thank the sponsors. And before I get out of here, I'm gonna make sure we leave today on Tupac's video. You know what I'm saying? We leave on Tupac's video. So, you know, for you to ask me a question like that, you gotta figure out how do you handle your emotions? Because that kind of question is only for somebody who doesn't know how to handle their emotions. Because they want you to be false. That's the world we live in this world in today. Yo, the car just ran over me. They just took all my livelihood. They fired me from my job, but you're gonna be smiling. That's just really stupid. You know what I'm saying? So I generally tend not to care what people think because you're not deciding what I'm doing. You make sure you make good decisions on your life and I'll make decisions on mine. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, let's get up out of here. I want to thank y'all for listening. This podcast, before I get up out of here, I gotta thank the sponsors. The sponsors gotta be thanked. You know what I'm saying? And that's why in fact I choose my own sponsors. They don't choose me. If you're gonna be one of those, well, we know we want to keep it PG. What am I gonna keep PG about? You know what I'm saying? That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? So yo, Homeland Fashions. This podcast, Sanusi Vision podcast, is brought to you by Homeland Fashions, home of authentic African fashion and accessories. We're in a time now that you gotta speak your mind. We're in 2025. If people are still wanting to hide behind curtains and be cowards, then maybe you need to figure out what it is that you're not doing in your life that makes you a coward. That's what I tell people all the time. You know what I'm saying? So yo, Sanusi Vision podcast brought to you by Homeland Fashions, home of authentic African fashion and accessories from the motherland. That's right. We definitely got to have the president of Homeland Fashion come through. And this podcast also brought to you by Tigler. If you need executive services from plumbing to presentations and everything in between, search Tigler. Don't wait. That's Tigler.com. Don't wait. That's Tigler.com. And this podcast also brought to you by Antidote for the Knuckle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Antidote for the Knuckle make your feet happy again. That's AnnaDaleCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnnaDaleCenter.com for details, y'all. So y'all, thank y'all so much for being part of this amazing episode. This stream is streaming live right now, but once I'm done, guess what you're gonna get to do? You get to rewatch the whole thing from jump. Because I know a lot of people that usually do it that way. They might not be able to be on live with me, but they come on and watch it later, and then they send me like messages about how cool the episode was. So I'm gonna keep doing that, man. Today was about Tupac Shakur, the greatest of all time. You know, I love the fact that I can draw courage from those who came before me. Tupac, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, Fela Kuti, Thomas Sankara, Ibrahim Traore, who's the greatest African president right now in Africa right now. He's really got the minds of my generation, Generation Z, liberated. We're not taking any more shit anymore. We're done. Imperialism is fired. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. We're not putting up with it no more. We're just done with it, man. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, you know what I'm saying? Yo, thanks all for listening tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank y'all for listening. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Agboke Jr. Please check out my website, sanusivision.com, for all the cool stuff I got. Beanies, water bottles, t-shirts, bucket hats, journals, glasses cases, you know what I'm saying? Laptop cases, apparel, you know, t-shirts and tank tops, both men and of course the women. We got all kinds of cool gear, sneakers, y'all can see right there. You know what I'm saying? So even posters, y'all. In fact, posters, look at this. Posters right behind me. Cardiac for Assassins posters. Cardiac for Assassins posters right here. Cajun, Escalade, you know what I'm saying? Escalade right there. Sincere, all kinds of characters. So these posters are all available on sanusivision.com. Glocks, Rasputin, Diesel Shepherd, you know. I gotta show you all these cool posters. Look at this. This next level stuff, y'all. Assassins posters, Sun Tzu, Artillery Excursion, Kanji Revo, Snipes Yukon, you know what I'm saying? The Coyotes. These are the kind of stuff that I'm doing, man. So yo, posters all available on sanusivision.com, man. And then also too, can't forget, I almost forgot this. The bio books, these are also available on sanusivision.com. Particularly this one right here. This is version 3. If you love bio books, you want to go get you one of these right here, because this book right here is going to help you to understand everything that's going on in the Carjack Versace universe. Of course, the first official Carjack Versace comic book is coming out next week. I have been waiting a long time to drop it. 9 years of work. First of all, I ain't got to respect anything. You're not my customer. So you're just somebody who wants to have an opinion about what I'm saying. If you don't like what I'm saying, you ain't got to be here. So don't talk about me. I don't need to respect shit. If you don't like what I'm talking about, sexy sassy, you can leave. It's that simple. All that respect crap, I ain't got to have it. Respect what? What am I going to respect? You don't tell me how to think. What's wrong with some of y'all? That's the problem with some of y'all today. You think because you have a channel or you have a social media platform, you can tell people how to live. You're not telling me how to live. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can get off. It's really that simple. I meant what I said before. 10 go, 100 come back. That's how it works. Have a nice day. If you need to leave, sassy, leave. Please leave. Thank you. Now look here. So I'm talking about these comic books right here. So y'all make sure y'all get this episode right here. It's available on sanusivision.com. This book is going to lead to the first official Carjack Versace comic book. I'm not for play, y'all. I'm not the dude who says I'm crazy to. I don't play that mess. I will push back all day, every day. Don't speak to me if you can't think before you speak. You know what I'm saying? I got English for everybody. I don't play. You know what I mean? So yo, Carjack Versace, this book is coming out next week. People that are my fans because of the way I am. They're sick of the fake crap. That's the problem with the society we live in today. Everybody's so damn fake and PC and full of shit. And that's why I got a lot of people that just hate their lives, because you got nobody actually giving people the truth. Kids, that's probably the biggest thing that I fear most, is that the youth don't have the truth in their hand anymore. No more, it's like we don't have people like Tupac anymore. It's just lies all the time. You know what I mean? So yo, make sure y'all go check out the book. Keep it in check. Make sure you have a good thing going. You know what I mean? So yo, we got that right there. You know what I mean? So yo, that's what's up. Carjack for Assassins training day. The book is coming out next week. You know, I've trained myself to like no longer take people's crap. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all get on here, get a copy of the bio book. It's gonna be available for the next. It's gonna be available. And actually, what's really cool about this book? Actually, I'm making a version 4 of it. A version 4, which is gonna even be sicker than this one. So people love this one. I remember when I used to drive Uber, Lyft, and all that stuff. I sold a gajillion of these right here. A gajillion of these. So I remember when I was in Uber, I'd just be selling left and right. Yeah, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Finally, you know, it's just you got to get on there, check out this book. Trust me, you want this. And so when the official book comes out next week, it's going to be on and popping. So y'all, thank y'all for listening, man. And this podcast, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the like, hit the notification button, hit subscribe. In fact, don't subscribe or like to my channel if you're fake and you just bring toxic negative energy. Because I'm not going to put up with it. I will block you. Or forget timeouts. I just block people right now. I just don't have time for it. You're not going to tell me how to think. So if you want to follow my channel because of the way I am, then do so. But don't follow me because you want me to be the way you want to be. I'm not doing a damn thing people tell me to do. I'm doing the shit the way I want to do it. You know what I mean? That's how it's going to be. Straight up. That's how it's going to be. I ain't putting up with it no more. So, you know, did I do that? Yeah, let me, now we're good. I think the person realized I don't want to hear their crap anymore. Y'all ain't got time for people with small minds anymore, man. And please, check out my social media platforms. Whether that's TikTok, YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook. I think I tell this to a lot of artists. I was just telling this to somebody before I came on live. People always come up with reasons why they're not successful. Now you have a chance to be on a social media platform, own your channel, put what you want to put on there. Now, as an artist, I don't want to hear crap from artists no more. A lot of artists are unsuccessful because they don't want to be successful. Get off your you-know-what, get off your ass, and actually start streaming. Start going live. Start posting videos. Start actually helping yourself be successful. It makes no sense how we got social media today and still people whine about being successful. It makes no sense. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, that's what's up, man. And please, don't forget to review us. Rate us. Give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a hater. And as always, y'all continue to inspire and achieve now. You know what I'm saying? Stay safe, y'all. Peace. Now, look, what I'm going to do, I got to play this Tupac video. This is how we going to go out. You know what I'm saying? I got to play this video. I got to. I love this guy, too. I love the way he used to think. I wish he was still alive today, man. For real, y'all. Watch this. Give me a second. I'm about to put Tupac on, I'm about to put this thing on play.
I mean this shit. I'm dead serious.
This is how we going out right here. 1 minute of awesomeness.
I swear to God, shit changed me. I used to be a cool mother. I used to be cool. I used to be happy. I used to talk good. I used to talk without cursing. I used to walk, you know. But goddamn, they done took Latasha. They done took Yusef. They taking out niggas younger than me, man. And we ain't doing shit. Nobody hunting 17 years fucking old. When we 17, you know none of y'all do a motherfucking thing. What's wrong with you, man? Fucking losers out here. This shit pleases me. The only reason I came is so I could curse at y'all and get y'all with the right motherfucking track. You done? We are done. That's real. We ain't got time for nothing except war. And I don't care how you got to be at war, you need to put yourself in that mind state so we can be there. If I got to thug to be at war, I'm gonna be thugging. If you got to be a Muslim to be at war, be a Muslim, but be at motherfucking war, and let's go fucking shoulder to shoulder start doing something. We can't do with so much marching, y'all. And I know y'all think it's right, but we can't. They not think we've been marching for damn near 100 years. We are marching on the anniversary of when we marched 25 years ago. I'm 22 years fucking old. How am I telling y'all this shit? How is it getting to be like this? And they wonder why I'm running around calling myself a thug and a thug for life. Because we by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I got my ass beat by 2 white police officers, man, and it shook my whole world. I was a rapper. I had just did juice. Even though I was very progressive, my family was then, I was really about just getting out here making some money. I had enough of poverty. I thought I made it. I thought I made it. I swear to God, I thought I made it. I felt good about myself. I felt good like I did something, like I was a part of this society, you know? And I always wanted to think for myself. And I said, okay, I'm here. I done did a movie. I want to scream. I'm rapping. I'm trying. I got money in my pocket. I got a bank account. I'm going to the bank. You know, I swear to God, I'm my mom. 2 police officers stopped me. What's your name? Tupac Shakur. Go ahead. They start laughing. What kind of name is that? Shit. What's your name? John. What fucking kind of name is that?
Oh man, yo, it's that was straight beautiful, man. So I gotta get up out of here, man. But as always, y'all, 2 things I always end with. 1, there's no success in skipping steps. The back of the line is just as important as the front of the line. Be determined, not desperate. And then the second one, there's no success in skipping steps. The first one, there's no success in skipping steps. The back of the line is just as important as the front of the line. Be determined, not desperate. And then the second one, your dreams can be delayed, but must never be extinguished. So wait your time while the universe delivers to the right hand. Be determined, not desperate. All right, y'all. Stay safe. Continue to aspire and achieve. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.